Okay, so for today's video, I thought I'd try something a little different and do a bit of a first impressions mini review of the new love of my life, Volume 1 of Honey So Sweet. So, in Volume 1 of Honey So Sweet, now Kagure is approached by Taiga Onise seemingly out of the blue when he gives her a bouquet of flowers and asks her now to be his girlfriend with marriage in mind. The manga actually opens up with a page or two where we see now, sometime in junior high school, leaving a pack of bandages and an umbrella for a supposed delinquent. Later on in the volume, we learn that the supposed delinquent in question was none other than Taiga Onise. As such, that is why he initially asks her out and basically proposes to her. Now, he is known as a delinquent, supposedly in part because he threatened a bunch of upperclassmen on his first day of school and got himself suspended. But, as we soon learn out throughout the volume, he actually threatened and beat up those upperclassmen because they were torturing a poor turtle. There are things that occur throughout the volume which made me smile but actually made me also want to beat another character up, is that Now and Onise needed to form a group to prepare for a school trip, and one of the people they pick, in my opinion, is a very Momiji Honey Senpai look-alike. Look at this boy. Tell me he doesn't remind you in looks of Momiji and Honey Senpai. Now, for several pages, I will admit, I wanted to beat him up because he was unkind to our dear, sweet, smiley-faced boy. Smiley face right over there. Onise. He even, at one point, tore up the handmade guidebook that Onise made for the trip, which Now found out very quickly he pulled an all-nighter to make for everyone, so that everyone would have fun and be comfortable. And Now was about to go ham and beat him up, but Onise stopped her. They did get to have this cute moment right afterward, so I'm okay with that. Fortunately, before the end of the volume, Masaki does apologize, not only to Now, which Now, thankfully, points out he should actually apologize to Onise, but also to Onise. Now, Onise, being such a great guy, he accepts his apology and even asks to be friends. Look at this poor, sweet child asking to be friends. Fortunately, because this is Shoujo, and this is the fluffy kind, they do agree to be friends because later, when our poor Onise has a cold because he was being a total bro and gave Masaki his sweatshirt after Masaki was pooed on by a bird, he gets a really bad fever, and Masaki promises to take care of Now, who apparently throughout this chapter is known to be a scaredy cat when it comes to things like this test of courage that they have to go on. And so, even though the two of them together, along with the fourth member of the group, Yashiro, is also a scaredy cat, they try their best. unfortunately now gets momentarily separated from Masaki and Yashiro, but of course our boy Onise comes to save the day. And the two have a very beautiful moment, even though she originally called for her uncle, in which he rescues her. Onise saves the day yet again later in the volume when Uncle So gets hurt and is unable to cook for a child's birthday at the cafe where they work and live the next day. So there's actually a very cute moment where Now calls Onise to ask him for the favor. Look at this boy's reaction to being asked to come over. First, look at his reaction to the fact that he has a phone call from her as opposed to a text message. He needs to be protected, as I said. He does, of course, later come in and help them out. Of course, he's a great cook. Unfortunately, at first, the child named Masaki, not to be confused with the Honey Senpai lookalike Masaki, actually is scared of Onise at first, but now still unaware that she's definitely falling in love with Onise, because we can't have characters realizing these things too early. Actually says to the little boy, "Do you like the sun? Onise is bright and warm, and that young man is just like the sun," which surprises both our blushy Onise and Uncle So. Like, Onise even goes out of his way to make the boy a little flag with a star on it and an awesome sauce birthday cake. Like, any 4-year-old would be happy with the things Onise did for him. And once Now vouches for him so that the child is no longer scared, the child is so happy that he cries when he has to leave and go home. And so the volume actually ends with Onise pointing out to Now, who he refers to by her last name because unfortunately they are not a loving couple just yet, of Kagure, that her and her Uncle So actually have a normal, happy, healthy family relationship. Again, as I may have said before, this seems to be a bit of a shock to her, and so the volume ends on that note. Like, this genuine cinnamon roll of a boy. This cinnamon roll of a boy right here. Look, they even show you what a cinnamon roll he is on the back with his bouquet and the heart. Deserves all the love in the world. He deserves his own fan club, just like Yuki from Fruits Basket. And he needs to be protected. This volume and this series, even though I haven't got my hands on volume 2 just yet, I'm waiting to be able to get my hands on volume 1 of Yona of the Dawn before I make any other physical manga purchases. I know that this has got to be one of the fluffiest things I have read in the history or creation of all of fluff. Probably the only thing tied with it right now is A Sign of Affection, aka Ubiseki to Renmen. Itiomi also captured my heart very quickly. Typically when I read a series, well, at least when I start a new series, I love the female protagonist right away and the other characters tend to grow on me. In this one, I love Taiga Onise right away, even though Now is also a very nice girl and I do love her. But the one who stole my heart immediately is him. He deserves everything he wants in life, including her. Like, I hope she realizes as quickly as her uncle did that she is or is going to fall for him. I can't wait for volume 2. And as soon as Yona of the Dawn volume 1 is available, I will be purchasing it. In unrelated news, you can actually see that today not only am I wearing a really cute Sailor Moon t-shirt, I am also wearing one of the Q-Pot necklaces. I think this one is from the 2020 collection. I think it was called Melty Moon Rocket. I'm very proud of this little necklace, so that's why I really wanted to wear it for this video. Also, I do intend to do a more formal write-up style review for my blog, shoujohenshin.com, in about a day or two. But this video served as my first impressions, fangirl thoughts, reaction video. So you can expect a formal written review soon, but I just loved it so much that I had to get my feelings out as soon as possible. Like, look at him. He's adorable. I love him. I love him the most. Bye-bye now.